Oh my goodness! It's October 3rd, everybody. Happy day. I want to wish everybody a great day, great morning. I hope everybody's enjoying themselves. I know I said I wasn't going to do any of these public anymore, but today's kind of an important one. Let me get my monitor up and see how I'm doing with my camera. And okay, we're pretty good. Pretty good there. That'll work. And a little background music. Yeah. So what do I want to talk about today? I'm going to do my famous omelet. But I want to talk about elderly care and people with dentures. Say you learn something new all the time. And that's true. And now that I have dentures, I can help other people understand a little bit about some of the people, their loved ones in their life that have dentures. And everybody loves to cook for their family. And making a dining experience pleasant is a multifaceted gem. It's more than what you cook and what they like. It's about how it's prepared. So we're going to get into that. But what you have to understand is, even though a person has dentures and it looks like they have no trouble with eating, the fact is that you only have 20 to 25% of your biting strength. And when you have harder foods or larger food to chew, it rocks their teeth and it makes it very difficult to eat and very uncomfortable and painful. So it's something to really consider. So we're going to talk about that. And I'm going to show you what I do and how I cook for myself. And some of you already know because you've watched. But I love doing it. It's one of my favorite things is to cook. So what I do is make an omelet. I have 6 eggs here. And I use this large skillet. It's a 30 centimeter. I don't know how big it is, but this is made in Brazil. It's a very nice skillet. It is Teflon coated, and you have to be very careful with Teflon. You shouldn't use any metal objects in the pan because it degrades the pan and it makes it shit. And you don't want to eat the Teflon. So we're going to start off with my famous smoked pork. And what I do is I cut it very thin. Shell, I hope you're out there. AD, Lauren, Tom. So we're going to pick out a piece of pork here. Now I smoked this about a week and a half ago. Riley. The thing about smoked meat, if you know how to smoke meat, I'm going to use this piece. Smoked meat keeps very long. You can smoke some meat and it'll keep for several weeks in your refrigerator, if not months. I've had meat that I smoked that I've kept 3-4 months. It preserves it. So what we're going to do is we're going to start. I'm just going to cut this very thin. I'm going to cut the end off. Give it to Riley. There you go. And we're going to slice this very thin. For one thing, the omelet cooks very fast, so if you cut it too thick, it won't heat up as much, and it makes it harder for the omelet to cook because of the thickness of it. So the thinner you cut it, the better all the way around. It's much easier for someone with dentures to chew it, and it's more pleasant to eat. It's all about the textures in your palate. You don't have to eat like a cowboy with a big chunk of meat on a stick anymore, although it does work in a pinch. You'll get more when I give it to you. Just wait. So we'll shave this nice and thin, 1/16 of an inch to lesser. I put lots of pork in it, lots of meat. We're going to add some vegetables to it. Onions, because onion is a super nutrient, especially for men. If you like sex, you're going to want to take care of your prostate. And the onion is prostate health vegetable. Scientifically, medically proven. Yeah. I don't use a white onion. I use white onion in soups. What I'm using is a yellow onion, a Spanish onion, I believe. Doesn't look like a sweet onion. I think it's a Spanish onion. So we're going to cut that up too. This makes it much more pleasant to chew up. And it adds to the flavor too. More robust. You wait. You saw me drag the knife on the bottom of a coffee cup. That's what I do to sharpen the edge of the blade, to dress it a little bit. That's all you need to do. It works very well. You don't need to buy fancy knife sharpener, and all those gadgets and electric items. You don't need them. They're for suckers. And the next thing you know, you got a kitchen full of junk that you rarely use. Nobody needs that. Never have enough cupboard space to begin with. This is a very nice piece of pork here. I smoke my stuff on hickory. I don't soak it first. What I do is I season it with some rub, and then I throw it on the smoker about 140 degrees on hickory. For pork, I use hickory mostly. I like the hickory. Apple works good too, but you have to be careful with apple or cherry because you have to use smaller amounts of that wood because it can be too strong. Okay, Riley, Daddy's got a special piece for you right here. It's a bone. Oh my goodness. Oh, come here. Sit. Good boy. Oh, yeah. Take that and go have it. Let's cut the rest of this up now. Now, breakfast is the most important meal of the day. If you eat a good breakfast, you can go all day without eating. You don't need to. You don't need 3 meals a day. That's all consumerism tactics, programming. And with the price of food going sky high, you have to learn that less is more. So breakfast is the one meal that can get you through the whole day. most important meal. Okay, that's lots of pork there. Put that in a bowl. And we'll cut up. I've got some sweet peppers here. If you have children, children have an uneducated palate. And when they see the vegetables that you're feeding them, they tend to shy away from them. So you can actually conceal them better if you cut them very small. And they're less intimidating to a child or a grown-ass man who don't like his greens. Yeah. Very few seeds in these. I cut it lengthways first. This helps make it pretty with the color, and it adds to the flavor. They're very sweet, have a lot of vitamin A and vitamin C in them, and it helps make the omelet juicy, especially with the onion. I mince it up because it cooks faster that way. And the smaller you cut it, the easier it is for people with dentures to chew it. And especially in a society where everybody's moving very fast paced, trying to punch the clock, the smaller the food is cut up, the easier it is for it to digest, because most often people don't chew their food enough. And it makes it harder for the body to process it. Consumes more calories. Oh yeah. Put that in my bowl. I love cooking. It's very fun. Especially when you have people to cook for. I cut very small piece of the top off of the onion. And I could have done some of this before I got started, but I didn't want to. So we're going to cut this about 1/8 of an inch slices, 1/16 to 1/8. I don't like to cut it bigger than that. Basically kind of shading the onion. And I put a good amount of onion in it. But that's just me. And then what I do with my onion is I put it in a bowl with a little bit of water. I put it in the fridge just like that. Again, you're mincing it. And if you cut too much up, you just put it in a small bowl and use it later if you make lunch. Or use it tomorrow, but I'm probably going to put all this in there because I like my prostate. Yeah. They don't have a prosthetic for that. Or transplant. I've never heard of a prostate transplant. You only get one. It is quite a bit of onion. Put it all in there. Okay, now, today I have fresh garlic. I'm going to brag on my garlic press. I have a lovely Faberware garlic press. The nice thing about this garlic press is it has the pusher on the back side, so you can push the pulp back through and eject it out, because the pulp builds up in the pocket. So I got 1, 2, 3. These are kind of small cloves, so we're going to put quite a few of them in there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them. Garlic is very good for your body's resistance, disease fighting, cold fighting. Just squash it with my fists. I'm going to cut the heel off. Then I peel it. Cooking is a very valuable skill to have. Very valuable. It's like that teach man to fish thing that Jesus spoke about. It's a little tedious. I do like using the minced garlic a lot because it's so quick, but I think that using the whole clove, fresh garlic is much better. Very good thing to do with children. Instead of sitting them in front of the TV, kids should be in the kitchen while you're cooking so they can learn and be part of the process. It helps build a relationship. They understand you to be a teacher, and they respect you and love you more for it, as opposed to setting them in front of the TV to get them out of the way. That was a trick, so they could be programmed with corporate suggestions on consumable goods. And just like that, falls out. I don't throw it away. I mince it up and I put it in the bowl. Even though it's the fiber, it's still the garlic. There's a lot of garlic there. Just like that. And then what I do is, there's a lot of juice on the garlic press. I'll grab the onions and use them as a rag to wipe the juice off the garlic press into the bowl. It may seem petty, but I don't think so. Put that in my dishwater to soak. I always start off cooking by starting a bowl of dishwater first. That way I can wash my hands as I go without contaminating the kitchen. Alright, so we got our garlic, our onion, our pepper, our pork, and we got our Mexican blend cheese. Oh, and our coffee. Got these 6 eggs here. Crack them right on my coffee cup. I'm not that good of an egg cracker. I can't do it one-handed. And I don't need to. Today I think I'm going to use 7 eggs. I buy them in the big box. This time they ended up being $2.18 a dozen. I buy them by the box like that. And it isn't so much that I saved so much versus just buying a dozen of them, but I did save a lot in time and fuel going back and forth to the store for more eggs. It's all about using your head. All right. So now, today I'm going to use some avocado oil, trans fat, cholesterol free. I'm going to use that. We'll get our pan started. Usually I start off with a little bacon and then use the bacon grease, but I've got enough of that in my arteries rattling around. The doctor says it sounds like water rushing over boulders in my arteries and heart. It's from bacon grease. My mother used it and everything. So we'll get out our magic whisk. Oh, seasonings. I use this Mrs. Dash salt-free original seasoning blend. Dash, dash, dash. Whole black pepper, fresh ground. And pink Himalayan sea salt. And splash hot sauce for a little zing. Just like that. Crush it up, mix it up real good. You can do it how you want it. This is how I do it. I find it works out well. It turns out absolutely delicious. If you haven't tried it, you've got to try it. You might favor less onion. You may not like garlic. It's good for your system. That's how you keep healthy. And eating a few germs helps keep your body strong too. Washing your hands all the time and denying yourself the elements of nature actually makes you sick more often. You didn't hear about people having E. coli until condensed society started having it. People have been raising animals for thousands and thousands of years and never died from E. coli. Right. That's that. Let's move our camera so you can watch me ruin the stove. Check my monitor and see how I'm doing. All right, that's a good shot. So pan's getting hot. I clean the stove once a week. For the most part, as far as the detailed cleaning goes. Wipe it down every day, but I clean this top off once a week. It does get dirty. I think we're hot. We'll turn the flame down to medium. Oh, listen to her sizzle. Okay. Get our cheese. I put most of the stuff on 1/2. Because if you put too much on the whole thing, you won't be able to flip it. It'll destroy. So there's our cheese. I buy it in a 5-pound bag, and then I break it down into smaller bags and freeze it. This is the last of my 5-pound bag. Now I sprinkle my pork in there. The pork I pay $1.94 a pound for. They're country style ribs. It's the most economical meat you can buy, other than the 10-pound bag of chicken, which is getting very hard to find. The 10-pound bag of leg quarters, they're up to $10 to $12 now, which is ridiculous. And it's like $15 to buy a whole chicken. That's ridiculous. Okay, all that pork went in there. Now I'm going to get out my magic lid, trap that heat. Turn the eggs down below medium so that the egg doesn't cook faster than the rest of the stuff heats up. Because nobody likes to eat plastic eggs. And that's what happens when you overcook eggs. Every time I go to a restaurant and I buy eggs on a plate, I want to go back in the kitchen and show them how to make them. Eggs should be light and flaky. You shouldn't have to chew it at all. You should be able to mash it with your tongue. So that's cooking. It only takes a few minutes, 4 to 5 minutes to cook that. This is my typical morning ritual. I was supposed to be up early this morning and cook this omelet and then send Julie off with a nice piece for lunch, but I slept in. I've been catching up on sleep. I haven't been sleeping well the last few months. So again, with the dentures, cutting the food smaller makes a much more pleasant dining experience for anybody who has dentures, or your elderly people and your grandmas and grandpas and stuff, especially to be considered with the holidays coming up. We've got Halloween, you got Thanksgiving, you got Christmas, you got New Year's, and then Easter right behind that. So there's going to be lots of cooking. This is one of the things that families do a lot of in the fall and through the winter. Lots of cooking, especially after the harvest. Get my hot pad. I buy the Himalayan salt in the bag. Himalayan pink salt. It's very good for you. It contains up to 84 minerals. A lot more than your regular salt. 100% natural. I love it. Okay, let's get a hot pad and take a peek at our omelet. Move the pan over so that the side I'm going to flip gets cooked more now that this side's heated. Put the lid back on it to trap the heat. I hope everybody or somebody, I hope somebody out there is getting something out of this. I'm not trying to show off that I'm some great cook or nothing. I'm not. I just love to do it. And I think that everybody that's part of the family enjoys cooking. It's especially enjoyable when you have people to cook for. You know, it's no fun making a home that nobody lives in. All right, I think we're ready. Okay. Let that simmer. It's got a nice light golden brown color. Let that cook on one side for a few minutes. Continue cooking the egg. Because what's on top with the fixings is still a little runny. You have to keep that in mind. Some people don't mind runny eggs. I don't like runny eggs. Never liked eggs over easy. I like my eggs over hard. I put the egg in the pan, crack the yolk open, sprinkle garlic and cheese on it. I like them that way. I don't like a runny yolk. I'll eat raw eggs. I crack them open, put them in a glass, and chase it with orange juice. You don't have to cook eggs. Oh, that's doing real nice. Maybe I'll get Riley's haircut done today. We've been shaving him a little bit at a time. He won't sit still for it. So I've been doing the cut hair reward game. Cut hair reward game. I like to give him. He loves these cookies. I call them cookies. They're just the townhouse crackers is all they are, but he loves them. He really thinks he's getting something when I give him one of those. Oh yeah, it's doing real nice. Just like that. Let that finish for a minute or so and call it good. It's probably about $4 into that omelet. That's not too bad. Maybe 5. considering the gas to cook at. And then I've got yesterday I was at Walmart and I got 3 of these Prairie Fresh, product of the USA, so it's not Chinese pork as far as I know. But this is a picnic roast, pork shoulder picnic roast. This is 11 pounds. It's $1.94 a pound. This one was $21.28. Usually freeze by the 7th of October. On the 6th, I'm going to smoke it, and I'm going to eat on this for 3 weeks. We're going to make bean soup and all kinds of other stuff. So I got 3 of them, 2 in the freezer. All right. That's it for the omelet. There it is, all ready to eat. I'll let it cool off for about 5 minutes, and then I'll start diving into it. Because it is hot. Anyway, that's the end of the little cooking seminar. I hope somebody got something out of this. You know, the denture thing and taking into account, you know, people's ability to use their dentures. It's very important, especially if you care about your cooking. You know, everybody cooks with love, and if they don't, we need more of that. So hopefully I shared something of value with you. Glad to have this time to be able to spend with you guys. I will be posting this in the group. Anyway, I'm crazy old Captain Mad Zack, crazy like a fox, mad scientist, mad. Peace, love, and remember to care. Come and see me, you will find something special, guaranteed.